You work hard, harder than most people you know. You show up. You put in the hours. You sacrifice things other people don't. And yet, the results don't match the effort. You probably told yourself it's bad luck, wrong timing, the wrong industry, the wrong people around you. But what if it's none of those things? What if the problem is the hard work itself? In 1959, a psychologist accidentally discovered why the hardest workers often end up with the least. This is that experiment, and what it means for you. In 1959, psychologists Elliot, Aronson, and Judson Mills ran a simple experiment at Stanford University. They wanted to understand one thing: how does effort change the way we value something? They took a group of college students and divided them into 3 groups. Group 1 went through a severely embarrassing initiation to join a discussion group. Group 2 went through a mild initiation. Group 3, no initiation at all. They just joined. Then all 3 groups listened to the same discussion. And here's the detail that matters: the discussion was deliberately designed to be boring, pointless, and completely without value. Dull topics, awkward silences, no real conclusions. By any measure, a waste of time. Afterwards, all 3 groups were asked to rate how interesting and valuable the discussion was. Group 3, the ones who joined easily, rated it accurately. Boring, not worth their time. Group 2, mild initiation, rated it slightly better than it was. Group 1, the severe initiation, rated the same discussion as genuinely interesting, valuable, and worth attending again. The discussion didn't change, the effort did. And the effort changed everything about how they perceived the outcome. Aronson called this the effort justification effect. The harder you work for something, the more your brain inflates its value, whether it deserves that value or not. Now think about what this means in practice. You've been at a job for 4 years. The pay is average. The growth is non-existent. Every rational signal says it's time to leave, but you put in 4 years, you sacrificed weekends, you built relationships, you proved yourself. So your brain tells you, this place has value. Leaving would be wasting everything you invested. That's not loyalty. That's effort justification. Or take this. You've been building a business for 2 years. It hasn't made significant money. The market has told you, clearly, repeatedly, that this particular idea isn't working. But you've worked 80-hour weeks. You've told everyone about it. You've built your identity around it, so you keep going. Not because the data supports it. Because your effort demands a return. Your brain cannot accept that hard work led nowhere. So it distorts reality until the outcome seems worth it. And this is the mechanism that keeps hard workers broke. Not laziness, not bad luck. The inability to cut losses on things they've bled for. The effort becomes the prison. Economists call a version of this the sunk cost fallacy. A sunk cost is something you've already spent, time, money, energy, that cannot be recovered. Rational decision-making says sunk costs are irrelevant. What matters is what happens from this moment forward. But human beings are not rational decision-makers. We are effort-justifying machines. Studies show that people will sit through a movie they hate simply because they paid for the ticket. They will finish a meal they don't enjoy because leaving food feels wasteful. They will stay in a career that is slowly draining them because leaving feels like admitting the last decade was a mistake. But here's the reframe that changes everything. The decade wasn't a mistake. The decade was education. The question is never, was this worth the effort I already spent? The question is continuing worth the effort I haven't spent yet? Those are completely different questions, and most people are answering the wrong one their entire lives. Here's what nobody in the self-improvement space will say to you directly. Hard work applied in the wrong direction is not a virtue, it's a liability. The person who works 80 hours a week on a business model that doesn't work is not more admirable than the person who works 20 hours on one that does. They're just more tired, and more broke, and more emotionally attached to the wrong thing. Real hard work has 2 components. Most people only talk about one. The first is effort, hours, discipline. Showing up when you don't want to. Everyone talks about this. Every motivational video is about this. The second is direction. Ruthless, honest, regularly updated clarity on whether the effort is pointed at something real. Nobody talks about this because it's uncomfortable. Because it requires you to question things you've bled for. Effort without direction is not hard work. It's just suffering with good branding. The hardest workers you know, the ones who grind endlessly and never seem to get ahead, are almost always high on effort and low on direction. And their own brain is making it impossible for them to see it. Because the effort justification effect tells them, this much pain must be leading somewhere. It isn't. Not automatically. Not without direction. So here's the question you need to sit with after this video. Is what you're currently working hard on actually working? Not am I working hard enough? Not do I deserve success yet? Those are effort questions, and you've already proven you can answer those. The question is direction. Is the thing you're pouring yourself into actually capable of giving you what you want? Answer that honestly. Not with the voice that has 2 years invested. Not with the voice that told everyone about the plan. With the voice that knew the answer before the effort started. Hard work is not the problem. It never was. Misdirected loyalty to hard work is. Subscribe. Next week, the experiment that explains why your brain makes worse decisions the more tired you are.